I don't know.
You see this big black shape come marching.
Is this the same one? Look at this.
Right outside the tent.
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is.
In this unsettling first encounter, the channel, Exploring with Me, Marlo C., takes us along for a solo wild camp deep in the woods. The adventure starts off relaxed and routine. Marlo sets up camp in wet, humid conditions after a day of thunderstorms. Despite the rain, her mood remains upbeat. As the camp settles in, Marlo prepares a simple dinner. There's a casual chat about gear, favorite camping routines, and a bit of humor. But as the evening drags on, something happens.
This is beautiful. The air smells fresh. It's not stifling hot or anything. The reason I have a sweatshirt on is because it's cool, but it's raw, you know, and just because of the humidity and stuff, I have it on. Let's get back to the tent. Have some taters. Hello, and welcome back to Taters in a Tent. Who doesn't love good mashed potatoes? Nice and creamy. Should have brought some pepper, but you know, what are you gonna do? Mashed potatoes. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? Wonder if we're gonna get more rain. Let me just show you what the sleep system is, I guess, if you want to call it a system, while we still have some daylight. Okay, Trekology pillow, camping quilt by Hot Cocoa, Nemo tensor, 25 by 72, foil mat. So that's what we got going on.
Around 11 p.m., Marlo gets ready for bed, setting up a lightweight sleep system. The temperature makes the environment feel raw and damp. Marlo switches off the lights, ready for a good night's sleep. Moments later, an uneasy feeling creeps in. At first, it's a subtle sense of being watched, like a gut feeling that something isn't right. Then comes the sound, like a footstep in the woods. Marlo acknowledges the strange atmosphere, questioning whether it's nerves, imagination, or something more. Despite being an experienced camper who's never bailed on a wild camp before, not in a stealth camp, not on previous woodland trips, Marlo confesses to seriously considering leaving this time.
What's that? I thought I heard like footsteps or something. I've had an uneasy feeling all night. Hello? Do you ever get that uneasy feeling and you don't know why? I mean, I feel like I'm in like a safe area, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe we should just take a walk or something and check it out. I've never bailed on a camp. I mean, it's crossing my mind, but I've never bailed on a camp, whether it was a regular camp, a stealth camp, or a wild camp, so.
Marlo now decides to investigate. Stepping outside, the rain has stopped, but she senses a heaviness in the air. It's like the silence is oppressive. It's the kind of quiet where you can almost hear your own heartbeat, and Marlo even points this out to the camera. There's no direct sighting of a figure, but the feeling of being watched intensifies. Marlo mentions it's not the normal awareness of wildlife in the woods. It's something different, something intelligent, something potentially predatory. The idea of continuing to camp through the night becomes unbearable. Eventually, the decision is made. It's time to leave.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know, you know. I've never bailed a camp, Sorry, I'm just like wiping my face. I've never bailed a camp, but I've just got that like negative energy feel or vibe or whatever it is, and I could have sworn I heard like a crunch of a footstep or it's definitely something that you feel like deep in the pit of your stomach. I wonder if you can almost hear my heartbeat. Listen. I don't know if you could even hear that. I don't know why I did that, but my heart is just beating out of my chest. So I'm gonna keep on walking, guys. And I'll see you when I get back to the car. Oh, this sucks.
In a rare move for the channel, Marlo begins tearing down the tent in the middle of the night. The camera isn't rolling during the takedown, but Marlo describes the process afterward. There's a brief moment where Marlo thinks they see eye shine from something just beyond the campsite. It could have been an animal, but the earlier sound of what might have been a footstep, combined with the feeling of being observed, is enough to override any attempts at logical dismissal. If you feel unsafe, whether the threat is physical, psychological, or something unknown, it's better to leave. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. On August 24, 2022, the YouTube channel Cat Soap uploaded a chaotic yet eerie late-night exploration. This video seems to blur the line between comedy, fear, and the paranormal. The footage features a group of friends navigating rural Queensland roads at night, searching for an allegedly haunted site near the location of the Camp Mountain train disaster, Queensland's deadliest train crash, where 16 people died in 1947. On May 5, 1947, a train carrying Customs Department staff and their families derailed at high speed while coming down Camp Mountain Knob, leading to a devastating crash that killed the train crew and passengers.
On Labor Day morning, 5th of May 1947, Customs Department staff and their families left Brisbane Central Railway Station for a holiday picnic at Closeburn. After short stops at Middleton and Ferny Grove stations, the 7-carriage train began the slow climb over Camp Mountain Knob. Downhill from the knob, the train gathered speed and started to sway alarmingly, heading into a left-hand curve 20 miles per hour too fast. The locomotive tender overturned, pulling the locomotive off the track and into an embankment. The first 2 carriages telescoped into the overturned locomotive. In Queensland's worst train crash, 16 travellers died, including the driver and fireman, and over 30 were injured.
As the group ventures out, they quickly become disoriented. Their GPS is unreliable, the roads are narrow and winding, and the landscape feels more like private property than public land. There's nervous laughter as they debate whether to stay put, turn around, or wait for other friends to arrive. There are moments of absurd humor that give this exploration its distinct personality, light banter masking genuine unease. Eventually, they decide to park and wait in the car. Then, things get strange. While sitting in the car, the group spots unexplained lights in the woods. These aren't headlights or torches from another car. The lights are distant and move in ways that don't align with human activity.
It's a no-through road.
Yep, keep going. They did say it was a dead end.
Oh, did they? How do I turn around?
Yeah, this must be it, eh?
Yeah. But you know what the good thing is?
What?
Is that I've got my car facing the right way if we've got to make a quick getaway.
Yeah, that's why I told you to turn around. Can we actually talk about like how scary it is just to be sitting here, the two of us ladies in a car, in the dark, in the woods, just waiting for a rest? I never said that. Are you calling Troy and Clayton?
thing is, any car that comes in, because we're facing this way, the headlights are going to go into our eyes, so I'm going to be prepared to duck.
Oh, true.
I'm going to be like this. Put your seat back.
Beatrice.
Oh, Beatrice, and she's like, George, that car just stopped down there. And then he comes out and we're sitting here in our car and you see this big black shape come marching towards the car. Like,
With
look
his
straight
shoddy.
ahead. Well, you can't see the shoddy.
Oh, we're unaware that the shotgun is present.
You can just see his shape. Oh, I wouldn't even wind the window down.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
One of the lights appears to brighten and get closer. The group speculates whether it's a torch, but the way the light moves seems unnatural. They pull out their phones and check Google Maps satellite view, but all they can see on the map is forest. No houses are nearby. The lights aren't the only unsettling phenomenon. At one point, someone claims they saw a dark shape approaching the car, heightening the panic. Another person reports seeing multiple lights moving around the trees. The group tries to make sense of the lights, but their nervous reactions suggest they're genuinely spooked. Laughter mixes with tension as they document the lights on camera.
Can you see? Yeah, you can. You can see it. Look. No, that's me moving the camera, but
You guys feel like a wolf? It's not that bad.
I'm just looking at that light.
it's getting brighter
That light's getting brighter
and it's moving.
and it's moving.
Right.
Is it?
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks.
There's
The
another one
all
over there
those
too.
lights are moving up. Like moving forward or closer. Walking
Okay, so
fast.
this
Yeah,
track
we're
doesn't go round that way.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, if that track doesn't go, this track doesn't go round that way. Why was it getting closer to us that way?
Okay, come up to the bridge. You guys hearing anything?
Yeah, it's getting
We
closer.
heard like that light
What
is
is-
moving.
That light.
It's like
Like someone walking.
It's
no,
moving
it's
around.
it's staying in the same spot, but going like.
Yeah, it goes to the left.
Oh, maybe they're
towards the
just
back.
looking for something, don't they?
No, we yelled out.
You hear? Oh.
We were going hello.
Did you get anything back?
No.
So does it look like a torch or does it look like something
It
else?
looks like a min, not a
Min-min.
min light, but a. What's that down there?
Go maps. Just Google Maps. Go to satellite view. You're already on satellite view. So just zoom in and just have a gaze at what's here.
Fucking nothing. Look,
It's trees. It's trees. Show the boys.
like it's just trees.
Okay, got it again. I'm going to zoom in.
So what the hell?
See, look.
It's literally, you can
It's
see
just
the dirt.
trees.
You can see the dirt on the ground.
By the end, the group decides to call it a night. The strange lights remain unexplained, and despite the comedic tone, there's a lingering sense that something unusual happened out there in the dark Queensland woods. This Australian-based YouTube channel focuses on Yowie research and investigation. On this particular day, the creator of this channel documents a solo outing into a familiar hotspot for strange activity. It's a place where unusual prints and encounters have previously occurred. The host's plan is simple. Head out to a known location, cook noodles, eat an apple, which is a tradition for the YouTuber, and spend time listening for sounds and searching for tracks. The most significant past encounters usually have happened in the afternoon, so they're hoping for similar timing.
So I'm coming out now, check the usual spot for prints. I've probably only got like a good 2 hours out here till I got to head home. But I'm going to do what we always do, and it's good because we haven't been out in a while in the afternoons with this time. It's usually always morning, early morning now. But every time I've had my encounters, experiences, whatever you want to call them, have been, well, the main two, it's sticky. I forgot I should have left my sunnies in the car. The main two have been at this time in the afternoon, a little bit later, but I'll be sitting out there and listening. So it's good that we're out here today at this time. And like I said, same thing again. Head up to the rock pools. I'm going to cook some noodles because I'm bloody starving. And then listen, go up to the X marker, maybe sit up near there, see if that other weird animal, that mammal that we saw last time, which it looked like a quoll, like an orange quoll. It was bigger than a possum. But since then I was told that possums can have this genetic thing where they go all orange or red, like a red possum or something they call it. I don't know, I gotta look up, but that's what I've been told. And I was like, oh, that could have been what it was, because we're not standing up on its back legs scratching or sniffing at the tree.
Upon reaching a familiar creek crossing, he notices a footprint impression in the same spot where previous odd prints were found. The print is unusually wide with a pronounced big toe that sticks out prominently. traits consistent with past findings in this location. He acknowledges the possibility of hoaxes or unusual human prints, but notes that these tracks are similar in size, shape, and depth to others found far up the creek in isolated areas. Despite considering logical explanations, the prints remain odd, especially given the lack of surrounding footprints that would normally accompany human activity.
So this here's the crossing where we found that possible juvenile print. No way. Is this the same one? Look at this. This is old, but the big toe goes right up around the outside again. So that's a right foot then. And that's the exact same. Where'd it go from there? Okay, you can see that line there, really wide. This one again, really wide. It's like the exact same dimensions that we've been finding. Where's it go from there? In the water? I don't know. Like, unless this is just a kid with an extremely wide foot and a huge big toe. That's bigger than an average adult's toe. But look, that's pretty much what we've been finding. And this has been found, as you've seen from the other videos, way up the creek that we go. And no one in their right mind would let their kid go that far up barefoot. But being that they've been that far up barefoot, we didn't find any others.
He then compares them to nearby boot tracks, pointing out the differences in depth and shape. He says that human prints usually have an arch and curve inward near the heel, while these unusual impressions are flat and wide, leading them to speculate about a possible Yowie origin. However, there's no way to confirm this without direct observation. Moving further up the trail, the YouTuber notes an increase in kangaroo and wallaby activity, suggesting more game in the area. This, they explain, could also mean more predators are around, possibly including yowies, if such creatures even exist.
High activity here from kangaroos. That's way more than usual. So more game in the area. We go up there, which that leads up over to the top of the dam. More game in the area is a good thing. Predators. It's hard to be quiet. It's either mine or someone else's. Last time I came. So there's someone else's that's been up here. It could still be up here. Might come across them. Maybe they've got a kid with extremely large feet.
As they continue toward the rock pools, they leave behind an apple and some gear to see if anything interacts with it while they're away. Along the way, they discover a single rock placed oddly by itself, appearing to have been pulled from the bank and dropped in an unusual location. Similarly, they find two sticks positioned in a specific way, resembling potential markers or signs. Again, they're cautious not to jump to conclusions, stating clearly that they don't assume everything unusual is due to Yowie activity. Throughout the exploration, the YouTuber emphasizes skepticism and a desire for rational explanations, but admits the recurring presence of these strange footprints is difficult to ignore.
It's an odd spot for a rock to be by itself. It's been pulled out of the bank somewhere. It's just sitting there. You can see all the dirt around it from when it landed. Maybe it was thrown. You can see it. It's been pulled out. Not sure from where. I dare say this was someone. Two different sticks. I just don't think there'd be a reason for them to do it like that. Like yowies, if that's the case. I reckon someone's done that. It's come up here, maybe watching my videos, who knows. But I don't think that was, we done. Of course, no one's an expert. I'm not an expert, I don't know. But that just looks like something that a human would do. Specifically with this subject being what it is in this area. I'm pretty open about where I go. I reckon it's a person. I'll check the footage from before and see if that was there. On the way up just then. Because if it wasn't, then that's going to be very interesting.
After returning to camp, they check if anything disturbed the apple or the sticks, but there are no changes. They note that their phone mysteriously stopped recording part of the trip, something they acknowledge could just be a technical glitch, but also mention in the context of other odd occurrences. For him, the outing ends with a meal of noodles. But you, let me know what you made of this encounter. On June 28, 2025, YouTuber ManDogWild posted this solo overnight trip to a remote and abandoned mountain house tied to local legends. The goal of the trip was to push physical limits through solo wilderness camping and to conduct a paranormal investigation of the mysterious house rumored to be the site of strange activity. The area he's exploring is remote, without marked trails or roads, and the destination is an old home atop a ridge, once inhabited by a reclusive man known only as the Hermit. The story of the Hermit is local lore. A man who lived completely alone for decades in the mountains, until one day he vanished without a trace, no body without any explanation. A local resident told the YouTuber about the house but refused to revisit it due to feelings of unease.
So what adventure lies ahead today? Well, we're heading somewhere remote, unsettling, and largely undocumented. I'm on a quest to discover and explore an abandoned house in these mountains, abandoned by a man simply known as the Hermit. Upon discovery of the house, if we do find it, we'll be having ourselves a little solo overnight inside, depending on conditions, because I don't know obviously what it's like inside. Could be full of... To get to this place, it's no easy task. There's no roads and no trails. All I know is the estimated location, and that's basically where I have to look. So the legend goes that this man lived here completely alone for decades until one day he just completely vanished. No body, no note, just silence. So tonight I'll be camping in here alone to investigate the rumors of strange lights, voices echoing through the mountains, among other paranormal activity.
After a challenging hike, ManDogWild discovers the house. Surprisingly, it's remarkably clean for an abandoned property. Exploring the property, he comes across a circular man-made structure, speculating it might be an old well that has since been blocked up, though he's uncertain. He sets up camp in one corner of the house with just a roll mat and prepares for the night. As the sun sets, he begins his paranormal investigation, starting with a ghost box session. This device is designed to scan frequencies and supposedly allows spirits to manipulate sounds or produce words through electrical energy. Initially, the ghost box produces no responses, which he finds highly unusual. He says that sometimes no response is the most unsettling response, particularly given the house's history of unexplained disappearance.
So starting with the ghost box, we're just going to ask some questions. It basically works through a frequency that allows spirits to pick up on the electrical energies of the software, and the software has words in them allowing basically spirits to use energy to communicate. So are there any spirits in the area, in the mountains, in the home with me tonight? So it's interesting. It's interesting because normally we would have had a response by now. What, you know, the thing that comes to mind is if, I don't know why my face is red, huh? Where's that light coming from? The only light I got in there. Nothing else. The guy apparently just vanished, disappeared. That's the interesting thing to me, and for no response whatsoever. That's one of the stranger. No response is one of the strangest responses I've ever had.
Eventually, the ghost box starts picking up phrases. The device mentions bottle and outside, which coincides with him having left his water bottle outside the cabin. He ventures out to retrieve it, but no clear paranormal event occurs during this check. He also attempts to spot orbs using infrared technology, scanning the dark surroundings for any sign of visual anomalies. He observes a lot of dust and particulate matter, which is common, but nothing he can definitively identify as paranormal. One of the most unusual phenomena of the night is rapid battery drain. Despite charging his devices with power banks all day, both his camera and phone repeatedly dip into the red, refusing to hold a full charge.
Can you tell me your name?
Keep recording.
Keep recording? Why, are you going to do something? It's very difficult for me to keep recording because I am such low battery on both right now. This is actually a real big struggle, but I'm going to keep recording. Is there anything you want to tell me? And it's crazy because I've had these devices on power banks all afternoon.
I want one.
You want one? I don't show it on camera, but I just lit up a cigarette. You want a cigarette? I know everyone seems to smoke here. I don't suppose you're any different. Okay.
The device also generates phrases like, "I'm following you," "examine," and "not for you." However, no definitive manifestations occur. After this, the night passes mostly without incident, except for hearing echoes through the mountains, which he briefly wakes up to but attributes to the mysterious and unpredictable acoustics of the area. By morning, he feels stiff but relieved. He emphasizes that while the night was interesting, it left more questions than answers, especially regarding the hermit's vanishing and the strange energy of the site. D-Dog Vlogs begins this encounter with his typical energetic introduction, explaining that today's adventure involves exploring a massive, abandoned Victorian mansion. He's joined by his friend Carlo, and the location is described as being in the middle of nowhere, adding to the intrigue. The exploration starts with the discovery of a giant garage, emphasizing the size and opulence of the property. As they enter the house, D-Dog points out the details that make the place unique. There's no power, and the water has been turned off for a long time, but the structure remains remarkably intact. The house is filled with original furniture, including ornate crown molding, vintage sofas, dressers, and beds. He notes that the furnishings are likely the same ones that belong to the original owners, describing the house as a preserved piece of history.
Oh, look at the crown molding. That looks so awesome. This house is really nice, guys. Wow.
Like a kitchen? This is pretty spacious.
It is a very spacious kitchen.
Oh, what's this?
Old stuff in here. Look at that, guys. That's cool. This house is really nice. Look at the details. Wow. Haven't found a bathroom yet. Water's been turned off a long time ago, no power. This place is completely forgotten. But look at that. Wow. That looks amazing. Look at this old furniture. Wow. This is all the original furniture from the house, probably.
While filming, D-Dog emphasizes the historical value of the mansion. He points out how old some of the antiques are, and mentions that certain pieces could be worth a lot of money due to their rarity and condition. He also highlights the craftsmanship in the home's architecture and furniture, calling it an amazing find. As they continue exploring, they discover a hidden or sealed-off part of the house. The door to this section had no doorknob and was intentionally blocked to keep it separate from the rest of the home. Using his fingers, D-Dog manages to pry the door open, revealing a secret area that feels like a time capsule. Inside, they find old family photos, a vintage television, and even more antique furniture.
Alright guys, continuing this along. I'm gonna head over to this secret section now. the section that was completely blocked off. They took the doorknob off of here and everything to keep this spot separate. Whoa, it goes through a closet? What? Whoa. Oh my god. It's like kind of a time capsule over here. You get the old TV, the old dresser. We got some family photos. These are the people that used to live here. That's the backyard of the house. Wow. This is so nice. And the old antiques. Oh my god, look at the bed. What is that? Yeah. I don't know what that is.
The mood shifts to excitement as D-Dog and Carlo find an office that appears to have been untouched for decades. He calls it a time capsule office and is amazed at how pristine everything looks. Throughout the house, they marvel at how well preserved the space is despite being completely abandoned. After finishing the mansion tour, D-Dog promotes his social media accounts and merchandise, explaining that all proceeds help fund future exploration videos. He thanks viewers for watching and gives Carlo another shout out for joining him. The second part of the video transitions to a quicker exploration of a vintage 1950s bungalow. D-Dog explains that he's rushing because he has to catch a train, and this is his last exploration stop before heading home. He's joined again by Carlo, and also by Ethan. He shares that the house was built in either 1955 or 1956, and only had 2 owners before being abandoned.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy D-Dog Vlogs here with another insane adventure. I'm gonna say sorry ahead of time. I'm gonna be rushing this video. I gotta catch a train. I'm in Toronto area right now. Not Toronto, but Toronto area. I've gotta make it to a few towns over to catch my train back home after this week-long Urbex trip that I've been having with Carlo. And speaking of that, I'm joined by Carlo and Ethan on this adventure. Hope you guys enjoy it. We are inside of this vintage bungalow. I can't wait for you guys to see this. Hope you guys enjoy the adventure. If you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Ethan, history.
It was built 1955, 56-ish. It only had 2 owners in those years. It's been up here about a year. They're going to knock it down and build some big, ugly mega mansion, basically.
And this is our history buff. He knows basically the years and everything at pretty much every location we filmed. It's absolutely amazing. So,
Inside the bungalow, they find classic mid-century details like red shag carpeting and retro furniture. D-Dog comments on the natural decay, noting that while the home is deteriorating, it still retains its charm. They stumble upon what looks like an old office space, adding to the house's nostalgic appeal. Suddenly, the exploration takes a turn when the team hears noises from within the house. D-Dog realizes they are not alone, exclaiming, "Somebody's in that house, guys." The unexpected encounter quickly escalates as the YouTubers panic and decide to leave immediately. D-Dog captures the fear in his voice, explaining that this is how fast an exploration can go wrong.
this place is pretty cool, guys. Little scare. Not a big one, just a little wee one. Somebody's in here, somebody's in here. Go, go, go. Oh my god, go, go, go. Get in, get in, get in. Holy shit. Somebody's in that house, guys. What the Oh my god. What the What just happened? That's how fast a video can go wrong, guys. Holy crap, guys. I wasn't just hearing things, was I?
No, I heard it. No, I heard it. 100%.
Whoa.
That's from here.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna continue this when we get to the train station. What the
Later, at the train station, D-Dog resumes recording to give viewers an update. He's still processing what happened at the bungalow, and admits he didn't expect such a tense situation to arise during the trip. He mentions how exhausted he is after a full week of filming multiple urbex adventures. The train station footage serves as a debrief, with D-Dog sharing his reflections on the trip and the unexpected scare. Finally, once home, D-Dog signs off by acknowledging how tired he is after the long week, but remains excited to continue sharing his exploration experiences with his audience. Like always, I'll let you draw your conclusions from this encounter as well. On July 14th, 2025, Exploring with Bear uploads a new overnight adventure in what he calls Psychopath Bigfoot Forest. He's joined by his wife, Tiffany, who reluctantly agreed to come back after their previous terrifying experience. As they settle into their tent for the night, the tone is light at first, with jokes and small talk, but almost immediately, things begin to escalate. There's a growl, not just any sound from the forest, but a deep, guttural growl right outside their tent. Branches snap close by. Heavy footsteps move through the darkness. Bear whispers to Tiffany, pointing out that whatever is out there is big, and it's circling them.
Welcome back to another adventure, fam. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jared Bear. For tonight's adventure, my beautiful white... Take two. Wolf? Was that a wolf? Welcome back to another adventure, fam. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jared Bear. Tonight, me and my beautiful wife, Tiffany, have come back to Psychopath Forest, Bigfoot territory. I can't believe she agreed to come out. Why did you agree to come out with me again?
I didn't.
Well... Oh! Holy smokes, that's a frickin' growl, man. Right outside the tent. That was a frickin' growl. Do you hear that?
The couple sits quietly, listening to the sounds of something massive breaking through the brush, pacing just beyond the light of their campfire. Tiffany insists on staying in the tent, saying it feels safer. Even though the thin fabric walls offer little real protection, they discuss the possibilities. Could it be Bigfoot? Could it be a person? Bear even jokes about the idea of a psychopath Bigfoot. He reminds viewers that during their last visit, something had actually hit the tent. Tonight feels even more intense. Then there's a tap. Clear as day, something taps on the tent fabric. They freeze. Bear says he hopes the camera picked it up. He looks toward the side of the tent that's open toward the fire. But the other side, the dark side, is exposed to the woods, completely unseen.
So I am going to go out a couple times throughout the night and get some different shots of the forest, and I'll put those up throughout me and her. We're just going to stay in the tent then and find out, if anything happens. Last time our tent got hit.
What if it's just like a homeless person living out here,
I thought of that.
A lot of homeless people have... Never mind. What the freak?
Something just tapped on the tent. I don't know, but that was definitely a tap on the tent. I hope that came up on camera. This is what's spooky too. So we can at least see this side because we've got some fire going still. But this way, we got that side open, but we can't see like what's on that side. And they can see right in at us. So that's sort of spooky. Yeah, they can see right in on us.
Bear debates turning off the lights. The flashlight blinds their vision, making the unknown even scarier. Tiffany agrees it feels safer in the dark when you're being watched. More noises follow. Heavy snaps of wood, footsteps, and faint lights flickering in the distance. Bear points out that in their last adventure, people commented about possible dogman sightings near the satellite in the area. Tonight, the mention of dogman isn't just a joke, it lingers in the back of their minds. Tiffany tries a Bigfoot call. She gives a whoop into the night. Bear worries out loud, what if that's a mating call? What if they're inviting something closer? They both laugh nervously, but the tension never really fades.
Try a Bigfoot call, babe. Let's hear it.
What? Bigfoot, my boy?
Bigfoot, my boy.
Jerry, I feel like the light is blinding me. I can't see a thing.
Nope, you are correct. That's how it feels to have a light in your face.
It's awful.
At night, yeah. You can't see anything
Can't see anything.
around you. Yep.
Okay, so, and that's another scary thing. If something were to happen and we were attacked, I would have no sight, no vision.
But I'm out here, so you should feel good.
Is it? Well,
You'll hear me get attacked before anything.
Huh.
Yeah.
Whoop!
Whooping.
You know, I just thought that's like the girl version. What if he's like, wants to mate?
People's commented that before. Like, what if it's like a mating call? And you're like inviting them for a good time. Whoop! No, we don't want that. We do not want that. We just want to hear that come back to us.
At one point, Bear spots a light in the forest, a faint, flickering glow. He wonders if someone is out there, maybe more than one person. Tiffany urges him to put down the flashlight, not wanting anyone to spot them inside the tent. Then it happens again. More movement outside, a louder crack of a branch, the unmistakable sound of footsteps, and then another growl. Closer this time, Bear whispers that he's glad Tiffany didn't hear how deep and aggressive it was. He says straight up it made him almost lose control. He stays calm for the camera, but admits the fear is real.
Oh! Holy smokes, that's a frickin' growl, man. Right outside the tent. That was a frickin' growl. That sounded so mean. You can hear it moving. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm glad Tiff didn't hear that, man. I just about grabbed my pants. For sure she would have grabbed her pants.
Bear listens carefully. There's movement to the left of the tent. Something is scraping across the deck outside. He whispers to the viewers, asking them to watch closely for any signs of eyes, silhouettes, or someone peeking from the trees in the footage he overlays. The noises don't stop. The sounds of something large moving persist throughout the night. Snapping, breaking, pacing. Bear considers going out but decides against it. He knows whatever is out there, it's too risky to confront it in the dark. He's not about to walk blindly into danger. More knocks. More branches breaking. Something is close. Very close. But Bear stays in the tent, quietly recording and whispering updates.
Something just scraped across the tent. What in the world is that? Listen. What was that?
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word strange. As the video winds down, Bear thanks the viewers for sticking with them through the chaos. He asks them to hit the like button if they enjoyed the adventure, and says supporting the channel lets YouTube know he's doing a good job. He ends the video by telling his audience he loves them and promises more adventures soon. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We got a lot of content planned for you, so you better have subscribed, cause trust me, you don't want to miss out. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch, and with that, I'm out.